Hello everyone and welcome back to Clear Creek Solutions Hydrology Education videos, and today we're continuing our construction pollution series, going over some of the requirements that are outlined in the Western Washington Stormwater Management Manual. So we've gone over the minimum requirements, and now we're to some of these construction pollution requirements, and we've been going over all the various BMPs that are included in that manual. And so we went over BMP C102 earlier. Now we're going to continue to look at some of the other BMPs that you can use for your specific projects. This one is BMP C103, high visibility fence. I suggest going to the manual and referencing that for this video. You're going to want to get all your information from there. That's where I'm pulling all this information that I'm discussing from. You can find a description for that in the description box down below. Now, we're going to talk about the purpose of the high visibility fence, and it's intended to restrict clearing to approved limits and prevent disturbance of sensitive areas, their buffers, and other areas required to be left undisturbed. And then it limits construction traffic to designated construction entrances, exits, or internal roads. It can also protect areas where marking with survey tape may not provide adequate protection. Some of the conditions of use of this BMP include to help establish clearing limits, plastic, fabric, or metal fence may be used. At the boundary of sensitive areas, their buffers and other areas required to be left uncleared, and as necessary to control vehicle access to and on the site. Some of the installation specifications include high visibility plastic fence shall be composed of a high density polyethylene material and shall be at least 4 feet in height. Posts for the fencing shall be steel or wood and placed every 6 feet on center, maximum, or as needed to ensure rigidity. The fencing shall be fastened to the post every 6 inches with a polyethylene tie, and you can read more about those requirements in the manual. If appropriate, install fabric silt fence in accordance with BMP C233, silt fence to act as high visibility fence. Silt fence shall be at least 3 feet high and must be highly visible to meet the requirements of this BMP. Metal fences shall be designated and installed according to the manufacturer's specifications. Metal fences shall be at least 3 feet high and must also be highly visible. Fences shall not be wired or stapled to trees, and this includes some of the maintenance standards here. If the fence has been damaged or visibility reduced, it shall be repaired or replaced immediately and visibility restored. Now we're going to look at BMP C105, which is stabilized construction access. The stabilized construction accesses are established to reduce the amount of sediment transported onto paved roads outside the project site by vehicles or equipment. This is done by constructing a stabilized pad of quarry spals at entrances and exits for project sites. Construction accesses shall be stabilized wherever traffic will be entering or leaving a construction site if paved roads or other paved areas are within 1,000 feet of the site. For residential subdivision construction sites, provide a stabilized construction access for each resident rather than only at a main subdivision entrance. Stabilized surfaces shall be of sufficient length and width to provide vehicle access/parking based on lot size and configuration. On large commercial, highway, and road projects, the designer should include enough extra materials in the contract to allow for additional stabilized accesses not shown in that initial construction stormwater plan that we went over earlier. It is difficult to determine exactly where access to these projects will take place, and additional materials will enable the contractor to install them if it's needed. So if we look at figure 231, stabilized construction access for details, you can find these tables in the manual. Some of them are quite large, and you're going to want to overview all of these different parameters there. Note the 100-foot minimum length of the access shall be reduced to the maximum practicable size when the size or configuration of the site does not allow a full length of 100 feet. And this may occur in instances, like I said, where it doesn't allow that full length. Construct stabilized construction accesses with a 12-inch thick pad of 4-inch to 8-inch quarry spals, 4-inch course of asphalt treated base and ATB, or use the existing pavement. Do not use crushed concrete, cement, or calcium chloride for construction access stabilization, because these products can raise the pH levels in stormwater and concrete discharge to the waters, and this is prohibited by the state. A separation geotextile shall be placed under the spals to prevent fine sediment from pumping up into the rock pad. The geotextile shall meet the standards listed in Table 232, which we can see down below, for stabilized construction access geotextile standard. And so we can see each geotextile property here and the required value. So for the grab tensile strength of ASTM D4751 is a 200 psi minimum. For the tensile elongation, it's a 30% max. For the Mullen burst strength, it's a 400 psi minimum. And then for the AOS of ASTM D4751, it's 20 to 45 of the US standard sieve size. So consider early installation of the first lift of asphalt in areas that will be paved. This can be used as a stabilized access. Also consider the installation of excess concrete as a stabilized access. During large concrete pours, excess concrete is often available for this purpose. Now for fencing, we just overviewed C103, shall be installed as necessary to restrict traffic to the construction access. Whenever possible, the access shall be constructed on a firm, compacted subgrade. This can substantially increase the effectiveness of the pad and reduce the need for maintenance. Construction accesses should avoid crossing existing sidewalks and back of walk drains if at all possible. If a construction access must cross a sidewalk or back of a walk drain, the full length of the sidewalk and back of a walk drain must be covered and protected from sediment leaving the site. WSDOT has raised safety concerns about the quarry spall rock specified above. WSDOT observes that the 4-inch to 8-inch rock sizes can become trapped between dolly truck tires and then released offsite at highway speeds, which is not what we want. Stabilized construction accesses may use material that meets the requirements of WSDOT's standard specifications for road, bridge, and municipal construction section 9-03.9, and for ballast except for the following special requirements. The grading and quality requirements are listed in Table 233, which you can find in the manual. Stabilized construction access. All the percentages are by weight, and the sand equivalent weight and dust ratio requirements do not apply in this case. The fracture requirement shall be at least one fractured face and will apply the combined aggregate retained on the number 4 sieve in accordance with FOP for AASHTO T335. Now we're going to go over more of those maintenance standards here. The quarry spall should be added if the pad is no longer in accordance with the specification. The access is not preventing sediment from being tracked onto pavement, then alternate measures to keep the street free of sediments shall be used. Any sediment that is tracked onto pavement shall be removed by shoveling or street sweeping. Perform the street sweeping by hand or with high efficiency sweeper. Any quarry spalls that are loosened from the pad which end up on the roadway shall be removed immediately. If vehicles are entering or exiting the site at any points other than the construction accesses, BMP C103 high visibility fence shall be installed to control that traffic. Upon project completion and site stabilization, all construction accesses intended as permanent access for maintenance shall be permanently stabilized. So those are an overview of C105 and C103. We're going to continue to go over all the rest of the BMPs found in the construction pollution section of the manual. You're going to want to subscribe to see those additional videos. And anyways, we'll see you guys next time.